Hello and welcome back to my channel. It has been so long since I posted last time and so many new things have happened. As some of you might know, I've had a baby like a little bit over a year ago, and that has changed a lot of my content. I also devoted a lot of time to her, so I didn't have as much time for YouTube, but now I'm just so ready to come back, and I got so many exciting videos that I want to share with you. And today is probably one of the most useful ones for you guys. Also, what's new, as you might notice, the background is different. We renovated our house a little bit. As you can see, there is like still electric cords hanging from the ceiling, so don't be confused. We still didn't get all of the lamps and all of the other things that need to go on the walls, so bear with me, but I hope the topic of the video is going to be much more interesting than the cords in the background. Today, I want to talk to you about winter boots. This time of the year is like when it starts to get really cold, and we are all looking for some nice boots for winter that are going to keep us warm. But for me personally, like one of my biggest pet peeves is seeing like Uggs or all those like chunky, ugly boots or, puffer jackets. I'm still that type of a person who is going to suffer rather than be comfortable and warm. But I really get cold so easily. That's why I devoted quite some time to looking for boots that are going to be stylish, nice, elegant, not overly chunky, not too chunky, not too ugly, but still something that you can wear when it gets really cold or even when it snows. I do have my list because I love to write things down, and also I want to make sure that I don't forget anything. I also have my laptop with a bunch of links that I will share with you in the video, but also in the description, just in case that you want to buy something from the list so we don't need to search. So we are going to discuss a couple of trends. We are going to discuss some of the classics. We are going to see what is going to actually keep you warm. But one thing that I promise you will not see in this video are those chunky boots with really thick soles. I did everything I could just to avoid them. First things first, we have riding boots. These boots are a classic, and I think they're a classic for a good reason. They just always look so timeless. Even though I hate that word, we kind of have to admit that riding boots, even if you bought them like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, they still look good. Besides from looking timeless, I think they are also like the most diverse. You can wear them with so many things. It is a little bit hard to style a boot. I'm gonna talk about that later on. But with riding boots, they are not dramatic like biker boots or cowboy boots. They can easily like blend in with a lot of different styles, and that's what I really like about them. Obviously, a no-brainer for riding boots is going to be, just styling them with skirts, especially with like knee length, or even like A-line, longer skirt, asymmetric skirts, long skirts, any type of skirt. I just don't like seeing them with mini skirts. I think it looks a little bit dated and maybe slightly cheap. Then I also love seeing them with tights, but I would say not with any type of tights. I think the tights have to be really good quality, like they shouldn't have that shine around the knee. Obviously, they need to be very thick, and I think it's also important how you style the tights. If you are just going to put like a crop sweater on top, it's not going to work. I think the sweater needs to be like a bit longer and chunky, and then you should also be careful with what kind of coat you're going to wear. Something that I didn't wear just yet, but that I really love to see is riding boots with like Bermuda shorts. If Bermuda shorts are a nice cut and a nice length, and if they are, like wool or some other cozy material, I just love seeing them with riding boots. And bonus if you have like a coordinating set. Now let's jump into my links that I'm also going to share with you, but I do always have a word or two to say about the product itself. First one, we have Berlin-based brand. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I think it's Aide. They have amazing styles and apparently they're supposed to be very, very comfortable. The first model we have is Hector knee-high boots. Why I love these is because they look like a riding boot, but they're not really riding boots. So they are just very, very simple. They are like a plain canvas, and when you wear them, you can obviously style them with whatever you want because they're so simple. Now, when it comes to price point, I think these are mid-range. They are around 700 euros, and I mean, to be honest, 700 euros is not a small amount of money for boots, but nowadays when everything is so expensive, and from what I have seen, this just falls into the middle range category. Then next one, we have Totem riding boots, and in my opinion, these are one of the most beautiful riding boots ever. I wanted them for a long time, but I was always like, no, I'm not gonna spend money right now. But they are always somewhere on my wish list. They have this like square toe and they are just so elegant and so beautiful. One thing that I specifically love is that they have like this that around the calf they're not really tight, and I think that's actually really good because then you can just wear them with pants and you can tuck the pants in without the boots looking weird. Then next we have something on the lower end. We have Massimo Dutti riding boots. I actually bought these as a gift for my best friend last winter, and I asked her like, how are the boots? Are they comfy? Do you wear them a lot? And she said that she actually loved them. Even though I didn't try them on by myself, I think she's very picky with footwear, so if she confirmed it, then we have a green light, I guess. They come in a lot of different colors. I would say that I prefer the suede dark brown, but probably those are going to be weird if it rains or if it snows. And they do come like in just regular shiny leather as well. Now, a little disclaimer when it comes to all of these styles that I just spoke about so far, I don't think that any of these would work if you live in a place like Norway or Sweden or anywhere where it just snows a lot. I think for snow you do need like a different platform and something a bit more chunkier. So keep that in mind. Then next one, we have one more style from Massimo Dutti. Again, these are not proper riding boots, but they do go all the way up to your knees, so I just put them in the same category. These are so nice. They come in this like nice leather that has this like special touch, and I think the soles are quite thick, which is also very important if it rains a lot. We have one more bonus style from Aide again. These are called Henry knee boots. They're really similar to the first ones, but these look maybe even more simple, if I could say so. And I just wanted to give you guys like an alternative to have. The price point is the same, it's around 700 euros. Then, next on my list are biker boots and cowboy boots. Why I put them in the same category is because they just have very similar characteristics, even though they look completely different. Both of them are something that goes like in and out of style all the time. It's very like, you know, cyclical. So if you do have them and you don't like them at the moment, don't throw them away, because maybe one day you will like them, they will be back again, and you will just regret like throwing them away. I think these are the boots that have like much more character, obviously, and they could be a little bit harder to style, because the other ones that I told you about so far, they are just like a plain canvas and you can play around, whilst biker boots are a little bit different, you know, they are pretty statement. It's not maybe easy to combine any type of like, you know, clothing or bags or other accessories with it, but I think they look amazing. They are really cool. They are, you know, warm enough, thick enough for all types of weather except for snow. In this category, I do have a couple of links for you, and I also added a few more styles that are maybe not necessarily biker or cowboy boots, but they do have similar shape and again similar characteristics. How I would style biker boots and cowboy boots, I would definitely wear them with jeans, and I would just tuck the jeans in. I think it looks really, you know, like nonchalant and a little bit rock and roll. It's very much like Isabel Marant kind of vibes, also Miu Miu. I would also wear them with like lace skirts, obviously, with asymmetric skirts. Any type of skirts can go with boots. And again, I would skip on mini skirts, it's just not my thing. And I would just say that if you are someone who really likes elegant and classic clothing, like biker boots might not be your thing. I'm starting the biker boots list with something a little bit on the lower end, but I think when it comes to quality, they are really good. I never bought anything from Aloha's, but I have heard so many good things from people that I actually trust. And they say that, you know, the materials and the comfort and the quality is very, very good. And I'm definitely going to buy something. Right now, they do have, I think, like a mid-season or Black Friday sale. I don't know. But Sajan brown leather boots are 238 euros, which is a really good price point for something like this. These are not typical biker boots. They don't have like those, you know, belts and studs, etc. But they do remind me of riding boots when it comes to shape. I just love the color. I love the texture. I love how, you know, used they look. And to be honest, I might order these. Then we have one more style from Aloha's. These are called Rocky, and these are proper biker boots. They have those, you know, like belts and studs, and they are black. Mid calf, the price is 350, and as you probably already know, Aloha's has like, you know, limited stock. I'm not very sure how they function, but I assume they are more like producing on demand, which is a very good idea and which is actually so smart when it comes to environment. Okay, then we have something that's like more mid-range. These are from Paris, Texas, and these are called Roxy 45. These are classical biker boots, something that you would see like in vintage shops. They have this like square toe. They look really, really sturdy, if that's the right word. They're not necessarily my style, but if that's something that you like, here you go. Then at the end, we have Miu Miu biker boots. I actually own a pair of these. I just bought them a month ago in an outlet. And actually, I'm surprised because when I check my Teresa, the price is 1,650 euros. You guys, I would never ever give this amount of money for these boots. I'm not saying they're not nice, and I definitely like them. That's why I bought them. But I got them for 50% off. They were like 800 euros. And as I said, I bought them in an outlet. So I think it's, you know, a little bit tricky. Sometimes when you go online, you can feel discouraged because everything is just so expensive, especially on the websites like My Teresa or Farfetch or whatever. But then when you look into some shops or even like concept stores, so if this is something that you like, I got these in Noventa di Piave outlet, which is actually nearby Venice. So if you do go to Venice, check out that outlet because they have a lot of designer stores and sometimes you can find really good deals. Okay, and now we dive into the final category, and I would say that this is a little bit of a mix. I'm going to be talking primarily about Chelsea boots. I would say anything that is considered to be like ankle boots is going to be in this category. I love ankle boots. I think these are really like timeless and no-brainer, and you can also wear them like in fall or spring. They are not necessarily just for very cold winters. But again, you have to be careful with how thick the soles are, etc. First model that we have here, and this is not my style at all. This is something that I would probably not be looking for. But when I saw them, I was like, oh my god, these are so cute. I should probably have one of these. These are called Downtown Shearling boots from Totem, and they're just so cute if you ask me. I love the shearling part, obviously, that's going to make them feel super warm and super comfortable. And I just love the length. They are not like super high. You can still combine them with a lot of different pants. What is nice about them is that you can even tuck the pants in. They're not going to cut your leg in a weird way. The price point is a little bit higher, but I think when it comes to Totem and when you compare like quality and the price that you get, I think it's kind of fair. Then next, we have one more style from Aloha's. These are called Rajan brushed black leather boots. What I like about them is they are just so cool and so simple. The shape is a little bit like a biker boot, but they are not very high. They don't have any details on them. I think it's something between Chelsea and the biker boot. And these are just like a plain canvas. You can wear them with a lot of different things and they are never going to go out of style. Now, this is for my fellow millennials. I'm sure that you all remember those Isabel Marant boots that Kate Moss was wearing back in the day. You know, those like lace-up boots? Well, Aide, again, the Berlin-based brand that I talked about before, has these like suede lace-up boots, but they have like this, you know, shearling inside. I think they are just super, super cute. Definitely not my everyday style and definitely not something that you can wear a lot because they could be a little bit harder to style, but I think they're just amazing. The price point is $595, which is again somewhere mid-range. It definitely is an investment. It's not something that you are just going to add to cart and buy instantly, but I think they can serve you for a long, long time and I think they are really warm. Then we have Jack Chelsea boots. These are, in my opinion, a little bit boring, maybe, you know, too simple, but they can be practical. These are going to be one of those boots that you just have in your wardrobe, and even though you think they're boring, you are going to wear them a lot because sometimes you need something simple, going to, like, you know, pull on without thinking or styling too much. Then we have one more lace-up model. Actually, I really love lace-up boots from Kate and Row, but those are like $2,000 and I'm just not even going to include that in this list. These are from Aide again, and these are $495, which is so much more acceptable and something that I would definitely be okay with paying for a brand like this. Lace-up ankle boots are, in my opinion, a little bit more stylish than just basic Chelsea boots. I think they are also classic and also timeless. You can wear them for a long, long time, but they are just maybe not as boring. You can wear them with tights, you can wear them with skirts, you can wear them under pants if you are wearing, like, you know, wide leg pants or whatever. And I think these are enough for winter. They are definitely going to keep you warm. That's all for today. I think I gave you quite a lot of choices without making it overwhelming, because I feel like when we have way too much choice, it's impossible to make a decision. Obviously, I share things that are my style and things that I would personally wear, but I think that's also the point of, like, you know, sharing things on this channel, kind of like filtering out through the noise. I hope you like the selection. There is also a link underneath the video from Shop My where you can find more links and where you can find like selection from all of the other things that I like. I hope you're going to enjoy it. Please leave your comments below, and if you like this channel, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!